What's up, everybody? And welcome
Hello.
to episode 59 of Coffee and Den. It's the show where we hang out with denizens and we have coffee. We talk about Den. And today I want to talk about video games and maybe we can improve proof of concept that I published over in the gaming layer.
Oh, that's
John
pretty
and
bad.
David are both with us. What's up? The trio is
Hello.
here.
I actually found time to be here.
You fixed all your lappy toppies.
No, I just stuck them all on worry about it later mode.
Yeah. I have one of those too. John, what's up?
That's my way of doing it sometimes.
Just chilling, man. I'm going to Philly this weekend,
Hell yeah, I love Philly.
Nice.
and then I got some cool comedy stuff happening, some cool comedy classes and stuff that are coming up. So we'll see how it goes.
Good. I went to Philly once, and I did that thing where I'm like, oh, I'm in Philly. I want to get a Philly cheesesteak the real way. You know what I mean? Because they talk about how, well, I like authenticity, basically.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what it was really like. So I found a guy who had a little stall, and he was slinging Philly cheesesteaks, and I thought, that seems authentic. And so I asked him, I said, hey, never been here. I've had a Philly cheesesteak in Florida, but that's Florida. Can you make me one like the traditional way, like how it's supposed to be? And he gives me this look, like I'm not gonna like it. Like his initial thing is like, well, I mean, yeah.
But you'll hate it.
I was like, no, really, I got an open mind. Let's do it. However it's supposed to be done. And so he's like, he walks me through it, and he's like, you got the ribeye, and it's frozen and shaved or something. And then I was asking him, I said, we do like provolone or white cheese usually is how I've had it. And he was like, well, in Philly we use whiz. And I was like, whiz? He was like, whiz. Like cheese whiz, like out the can? And he was like, yeah, whiz. I was like, all right, let's do it, man. So I had a Philly cheesesteak the real way with cheese whiz cheese. And I got to say, it was terrible. He was right. I should have gone with like the tourist edition. So there's my Philly story. Have you had one of the whiz sandwiches, John?
Yeah, I've had a whiz sandwich. I like them. They're good. There's good Philly. I like the Philly cheesesteak way.
Yeah.
If I had a choice, I'd probably double it up. I'd do some whiz, but I'd also do like normal cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Just really kind of get it all going together. I don't know how to say this, but I'm kind of a food connoisseur.
That's why you like cheese whiz so much.
So that's why I know what's good when it comes to Philly. Like I know about Philly cheese whiz, man. I know about that. I know about Chicago dogs. I know about Seattle dogs. A lot of people don't know about Seattle dogs.
What's the difference between a Chicago and a Seattle dog? This is the food episode now.
They're completely different. Chicago dogs Chicago dog is basically a sandwich that has a hot dog in it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got like pickles and peppers and stuff like that. No
right.
Ketchup. And then in Seattle they do cream cheese. So they do like cream cheese and then like shredded cheese and then like ketchup, mustard, hot sauce. And then
that is totally different. Yeah.
Whatever else you want.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the one that I get then over at well, this is a sausage. We have a Fehrenbacher spot here in Gainesville. Yeah. They do it the Chicago way, I guess, because it's all loaded up with all the veggies.
Yeah, and then there's the New York style, which is just something of its own. You have to use old water that you found in a puddle. You boil a hot dog in that. It has to be Nathan's hot dog, or else it doesn't count.
That I've had. Oddly enough, in Ohio, they had like Coney dogs were popular.
You have to drop it on accident on the ground before you give it to somebody, and then just wipe it off and put it back in the bun. That's a New York hot dog.
Yeah, with the pizza, it's the water. With the hot dog, it's the ground that gives it the flavor, right?
Yeah, it's the ground that gives the flavor.
So this ain't food, but geocaching. Great segue, right? So I've been fucking with geocaching. I didn't know that's what I was doing at first. but I was talking to Joe of
That's what I said it was
Chain.
last week.
Yeah, well, before that, Joe said it was geocaching, so he
Well,
beat you to it.
Well, you know what?
You get second credits.
I said it was that also a month ago.
And then this isn't that much different, but somebody on Twitter called it virtual geocaching. And I was like, oh, that's very specific, but that's actually what it is too. So hiding shit in a game. So I did. I hid some shit, but not in the way that we talked about doing it last week or whenever it was. If you remember, I was talking about hiding money in No Man's Sky in one of those message boxes. So you can put like a key to a crypto wallet, for example, in a message box. What I did is I found a solar system that had enough celestial bodies to actually be the wallet itself. Because in that game, if you discover something for the first time, you get to name it. And so then I was like, oh, well, I can name shit. That means I can put all kinds of data into this, right? So I came up with a simple way to name shit in a way that if you went around and discovered them and scanned them with your little scanner in the game, you would find the words to a seed phrase and be able to figure out what order they went into, and then that would be your key. Now, I don't especially like it. And that's mostly what I wanted to talk about is like, maybe I can show you guys what I did. Howdy. Maybe
what weird thing was on the Philly? I need to know really quick.
Oh.
What weird thing was on the sandwich?
Oh, they use cheese whiz.
Oh yeah, that's totally normal.
Yeah,
and I'm sure it was great.
For no.
What do you mean?
I don't like cheese that stays liquid and preserved while unrefrigerated.
Well, it's not cheese. It's cheese product.
Yeah, I don't know, and it just didn't like it. But yeah, that's what it was. It's cheese whiz. And then we went on and talked about hot dogs while you're gone too, but that's a whole different thing.
So there's a Jamaican thing. My wife's Jamaican, right?
All right, let's go back to food again.
There's this Jamaican food. I'll tell you about two of them. There's one thing that's not good. Don't eat it. But it's basically like having like a ginger biscuit, like a ginger southern biscuit, but it's like extra hard. It's disgusting.
So like it's been sitting around for a while though?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing?
Don't eat that one.
Like a stale gingerbread cookie?
That's how they make it. I don't know. Just not enough or too much water or something.
Weird.
And then the second thing, I did not like it at first, and now I will eat it. Actually, now that I think about it, I have one. It's called bun and cheese. So we're talking about fake cheese. They take raisin bread, like cinnamon raisin bread.
Yeah.
It's like a big old thick slice. Then they take like, you know that Velveeta like government cheese?
Like in a packet? Like the squeezy packet?
No. It's like hard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So it's like hard brick, like government cheese.
Yeah, it's made with like vegetable oil or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. And you put that between two pieces of cinnamon.
Oh.
Yep.
Interesting.
I grew up next to a family of people straight out of Jamaica, and I have seen many a cinnamon bread cheesy sandwich in my time.
So it's like a sweet, sometimes chewy if you get a raisin in there.
I wouldn't recommend it, honestly. It's pretty rough.
Grilled cheese sandwich type thing.
Now, when you walk outside of your house and you like smell the air and you're like, oh, what smells amazing? And you find out that your Jamaican neighbors are roasting an entire pig in their backyard. That's a totally different day. Like that's a good day.
Yeah.
But when it's cheese and cheese, raisin bread, and random bits of coconut day, no, not really.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like a broke family would be like, this is good. Eat this. Try this. Like,
there were so many things that I ate growing up that I liked that I didn't realize like the only reason that I was eating that was because we had no money.
Yep.
Or like the store is 40 minutes away because we live in the woods or that kind of thing.
Oh God.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't think I was going to have that problem living in town here where I can be at a store in like 5 minutes. But I still do the same shit. I'll sit at home and be like, yeah, the store's like a minute and a half away. I'm not leaving. I'll just toast something.
Yeah, I'll just make whatever.
I'll eat water for dinner.
There was a whole restaurant concept around that in Gainesville. Didn't work out very well.
Yeah, I would
Didn't last very
imagine.
long.
What was
Where
it called?
they basically threw shit together that you would only think of doing if you were lazy and stoned.
Oh, 420.
Munchies 420.
What
Yeah, it's called.
they did
What a
great.
terrible business model.
It was just like all stoner food, and it
Yeah.
was across the street from the university. It was at Midtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
Yep.
brilliant.
Upstairs.
But
Yeah. Upstairs. And they didn't carry forks. Like, they didn't have like utensils to eat with, which I thought was a mistake.
yeah, that's bad.
Because I ordered a sandwich, which was also a mistake from them. And it was, I guess it was a sandwich, but it was like an open face sandwich. And it had a bunch of stuff. And it had like some jalapeno fried poppers thrown on top. And like, I was like, all right, that might be good. But then like, it was like a soup sandwich. It was like a lot. You couldn't pick it up, you know? And so I was like, oh, I need a fork and knife. I'm not trying to be fancy. It's just like required.
I need to eat this. Like, can I please have something to do that with?
And they were like, oh, we don't have those. I was like, you're at a restaurant.
Like, how high are you
talking
right
about?
now to tell me you don't have silverware?
The food was fine. The concept was fine. The execution was done by stoners.
That is no stoners did it. So
that's what the issue was. There's a place here. Whenever y'all come up, I'll take you. It's called Mama's Kitchen, and it's basically the same idea, but they've been open forever. Not forever.
So they had better execution.
Yeah, but it's like they have like fruity pebble pancakes and stuff like that. It's just like really weird, cool combinations.
That sounds good. I feel like that would work where you live versus like.
I feel like Munchies 420 would have done better if they would have required people to be stoned when they came in to eat. You know, that would have worked.
It sounds like they just needed a fork and knife, buddy.
I feel like they needed a whole.
Like, it wasn't.
To get everyone high, like they just needed silverware delivered.
They just needed one sober person.
Yeah, it wasn't even. I wasn't the only one that had that issue because I went next door because there's several restaurants in a row there. I went like 2 doors down, and I was like, "Do you have like some to-go like plastic forks and shit?" And they were like, "Munchies." I was like, "Yeah." They gave me a fork and knife kit, so they knew
that restaurant was actively paying for the utensils for Munchies, though. Like that is the most stoner thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Good morning, Hyperion Frequency.
Good morning. It's the morning.
We also have a note from I Am for I Am, who wanted to hop in today. But if you didn't know, we have our first baby denizen. I Am for I Am is a granddaddy.
What? Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So congrats on the new human.
Congrats on baking a person.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have any kids, so I never have any like frame of reference on what to congratulate people about. A friend of mine, his kid just reached a year old, and I was like, congratulations for keeping a human alive for a year. That seems like not an easy task. I don't know. Like, that's great, you know?
It's like when we find out that Dom has done some super parent thing, and we're just like, yeah, I feel like that's a good thing. Like,
yeah, that seems hard. Congratulations.
No
I don't
idea.
know. Yeah.
No concept. No want for that concept either.
So he says, so I Am for I Am says, or here, I'll just pull it up. What did he say? He has a whole thing that he says.
Aww.
He says he doesn't know much about video games, which is fine.
Wait.
I play Civilization a lot. I do too. I suck at it, but I play it a lot.
This is what your geocaching thing is about. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about, I'm going to hopefully get you guys to tell me how to make it suck less. I want a better puzzle.
It sounds already interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I Am for I Am is into Civilization, if anything, which is a great game. It takes like, if you play it without being a crazy person, it takes you weeks to get through like a normal mode, like game pace. But I've definitely sat there for like 12 hours and plowed through before.
Have you ever played the original Civ? Because he's saying like, I played PC Civ when it came out. So I mean, that was like Civ 1.
I did, and it's terrible.
It's fine. You can still get into it now if you wanted to. But it is definitely a learning curve versus playing the new ones.
Yeah. So enjoy your breakfast, I Am for I Am, on Grandpa duty. And, congrats again. He offers a different topic, too, for discussion. Where do we go when we die? There's a deep one.
I'm on board for that. I'm on board for that one. I've been
There's a
thinking
link
about that
here.
a
What is
lot
this?
lately.
I haven't seen this one actually from
You
Yon
haven't seen
Crypto.
this shit?
This one here from Yon Crypto? No.
Yeah.
Organic grave capsules.
Oh, these are cool.
Yeah.
What?
Fucking okay, weird. What's his name again? What's his name on here?
Cupid?
Y'all
What?
weird?
Y'all weird.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one day he posted this shit, and it's like, I want to do this, which sounds exactly like what he would do.
So, like, you go in there,
Yeah,
and then a tree uses you as nutrients.
Yeah, my brother's always
grow.
said that he wanted to do this or
Huh.
something along this line. So that's awesome.
There was, I was
That's
reading something recently.
terrifying.
Here's a current events topic. New York City apparently passed a rule to where you can do human composting is a thing that you can do now.
What?
Yeah. Here, let me look it up. I'm sure it's on the internet somewhere. I'll DuckDuckGo it. Human composting NYC. And so people were like all up in arms about like, oh my God, it's the devil or something, right?
Well, of course,
Like-
everything that involves a human being's body is going to get riled into the devil.
Yeah, I don't know who Slide is or C Live, but let's see what they have to say about it. Here's what we know about the next steps. Well, you know more than I do.
This is cool.
Staten Island.
you know
Six,
what?
oh, they're the sixth. They're not even the first one.
Holy hell.
I was reading about it like it was like some big new thing, but the sixth one. That's interesting.
And,
So
and Staten Island's not New York City. That's some other shit, buddy.
Yeah, Staten Island is literally a mountain. Staten Island is a mountain of floating garbage. That's genuinely the entire island.
I've been there and I like it. I'll be honest
Staten
with you.
Island is where New Yorkers come from. When a seagull eats enough trash, they grow into a full-grown New Yorker. They're all from Staten Island.
Yeah. Staten Island's fine. All I'm saying is the people are, it's very distinct people compared
Oh, it's different. Oh, yeah.
to Brooklyn and New Yorker and man, people in
Walking
Manhattan.
around Manhattan, you've got people with like Prada bags and stuff on every single shoulder. And you walk into Staten Island, you're lucky if you see a guy with a grocery bag.
Yeah, I was sitting next to. I went to the Knicks game yesterday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Knicks versus Cavs, man. It was a close game. It was good. And the people next to us, I swear, they were fucking. They were the most like generic like TV version of New Yorkers I've ever seen. There's three of them that just kept progressively getting angry at things that happened. And like spilled their beer in like the first quarter on the ground all over the place. And it's funny because they were like sitting in our seats. But like they had already basically moved into them. They were like, we'll take the two next to them where they were, I assume they were supposed to be. Yeah, it was just nuts.
Jesus.
It
They
was
like progressively doing the accent as they got angrier.
Yeah, it kind of did. Like the more they drank, and the more the accent would come out. And I love how they would like heckle players on the other team. First of all, they can't hear us; we're way too far away. But they would heckle and then be like, "Yeah, but I love that guy." Like
Those are the best friends to have.
These are people.
Yeah, but I love that guy.
I kind of wanted to be like, "Hey, can I join your?" Like Dakota wouldn't want to go to a basketball game with me all the time, you know. She likes.
Can I just be y'all's friend?
I was like, when you go to the Knicks games, can you let me know and like just buy a fourth ticket and reimburse me? Because whatever's going on, I want to be a part. I want to be near it. I want to be in the orbit. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be you. Yeah, I don't want to have to get in a fight with a Cavs fan after the game, but like. I want to watch.
That's sort of how I felt when I went to my first hockey game. It was just like the hockey game itself was fun enough, but the people and like the just the crowd and the big annoying ass horn things and all that were pretty.
Where were you
awesome.
when you saw the hockey game?
I was in Norfolk, Virginia.
That's a good spot to be.
Norfolk.
Yeah. We're gonna try to go see a Rangers game. I'm excited.
Oh, we're gonna get into some real like where are we when we're alive stuff? Hell yeah!
I thought that was an interesting. Where do we go when we die? Hell, where are we when we're alive? That's a great question.
We can't even. We'll think about this for just a moment. We can't even verify 100% that like existence is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So where are we when we're alive?
It's
I'm
all
right
in your
here,
head.
but am
It's
I
all
right
up here.
here? As soon as I close this window, do y'all disappear until I open it again?
No, I'm still around.
As far as
Yeah.
I
I don't like this. This is too much fucking shit for at 9:30
It
in the
is.
morning.
he's
It
just
is.
like, wow, that's heavy.
It is an early morning.
You want to go
heavy
back
thing,
to
man.
some weird? Y'all want to talk about some fucking weird food instead?
No, let's go back. What's the geocaching? I need
what's
to
the
know,
video game
like,
geocaching?
what are we doing today?
Okay. All right. So let me get rid of that. I found out about the human composting. It's exactly what it sounds like. So there's no story there.
They just stick you in the ground with some compost and you rot.
No, they have a process that speeds it up. They tumble you for a
Great.
while. That's what it said. They tumble you with alfalfa and wood chips.
Gee,
And-
that sounds like a blast.
Yeah. And like there was like some
So they just
what do you
tumble
call
you.
what do you call
just
them?
kinda-
Some religious conservatives that were outraged,
Of course,
you
there are.
know. But these are the same people that fight for more freedoms and liberty, right? And I was like, aren't they just saying you can do that if you want? Like,
Yeah.
isn't that all it is? So
Congratulations, you achieved a basic concept that a lot of people can't achieve.
Yeah, so arguably they're saying like this person that you're accusing of being like, oh, they're an authoritarian left-wing whatever conspiracy person.
Baby murderer.
It's like that person just said you can do that if you want because liberty. What are you talking about?
Because Jesus doesn't want it to happen, remember?
Well, anyway, we won't.
Yeah, let's not go into that.
I don't want to go
Don't
down
want
the
to tear
rabbit
into
hole of,
that.
like tearing up different religious concepts. But I just thought it was an interesting paradox, I guess, that kind of thing. But you're right. We should get back to this video game thing because that's more fun.
Yeah, are we geocaching? I love geocaching.
Hyperion Frequency doesn't mind these things in the morning.
Oh man,
Get your
like, I feel like
brain
me.
going.
I feel like myself and him could have a fantastic 6 a.m, like fueled by caffeine conversation.
Mm-hmm. So geocaching. Let me show you what I did. I'll tell you why I think it sucks, but it's also really cool at the same time because it's a proof of concept. It shows that okay, you can actually do this kind of thing in a way that makes the phone ring. You can do this kind of thing like in situations where the platform wasn't even designed to be able to do that, if that makes sense. And let's see, I got to move my windows around here. And I was thinking primarily, so No Man's Sky has a huge community over on Reddit. It's called No Man's Sky, the game. There is another subreddit that has a lot of people on it, very active community called No Man's High, which is where you get stoned and fly around in space. And that's the whole point of the game for you. Equally good community with a lot of pretty pictures. And I recommend both of them because you see some cool stuff. The whole thing about No Man's Sky is it's a game of discovery. Aside from the computer, that like AI players, the human players go around and discover stuff that nobody else has ever seen before, and it's procedurally created, and even the developers don't know what's there and stuff like that, right? That's kind of the reason it's cool to look at what people discover. Now, what I ended up going with was not what we did last week. I was like, oh, well, if you can name stuff when you discover them, which you can, that means I can put all kinds of data in there, right? When you name stuff, it gets uploaded to the server. And let me add this. There I am in my spaceship. When you name stuff, it gets uploaded to the server and it's cross-platform, meaning anybody that's on PC or Nintendo Switch or Xbox or what's the other one? PlayStation, all share the same procedural universe. So I showed this already, but basically like there's a bunch of stuff, right? Infinite universe kind of thing. All these stars are their own system and stuff. So here's what I did. As I went around, instead of leaving a message box, I realized, okay, a seed phrase is 12 words.
Okay.
And so if its seed phrase is 12 words, and anybody with those 12 words in the correct order can unlock a wallet, that means you can hide those words anywhere, and as long as somebody discovered them in the correct order, it works out. So I was like, all right,
cool.
Without too much thought put into it, let me start naming the planets. This system has 6 planets. So right off the bat, that's 6 of the 12 words that you need, right? So this planet that I'm pointing at, I named Fifth Protect. Can you guess what that means?
That's the 5th word.
That's the 5th word. There you go.
That's
Ding, 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 ding.
cool.
This planet is named 11th. Add. Right? Pretty straightforward. So if I go into my discoveries here and I look at this system, you'll see that I have every odd numbered word named in the planet because there's 6 planets or 5 planets and 1 moon.
And then did you put the other word actually on the planet?
I did.
That's cool.
Yeah. So you have to go land on the planet to find the next word. So the even numbered, I'm telling you the key right now because nobody's figured it out yet or tried. But let's go to the first one. Well, what is this one? This one is the first one. First renew. All right. So let's go to the first one. Oh, and the other part is like the hardest part is figuring out what thing on the planet is the next word, right?
Because No Man's Sky is badass, but the planets are so big.
Yeah, there's usually like
something that's cool enough to have a word near is tough.
Yeah, there's usually like a dozen different animals that are procedurally generated, that nobody's ever seen until you land and see what it looks like. And then maybe like 20 or so different plants and shit.
How many bases are you allowed to have?
Many as you want.
Could we drop the next word as a base for somebody to find?
Yeah.
Because it would be like an actual icon at that point.
Yep.
That's
in fact,
fair.
I'll show you the one that I dropped here in just a minute.
Oh, is that totally exactly what you did?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Well, no. So not for the word. I'll just show you what that looks like. So here's, a planet that has some weird plants and stuff. And I won't give away. Should I give away the second word and then that gives somebody like who wants to go in and execute?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They
Like this
still
is a
gotta
good
do
example.
Yeah, they're still gonna do this like 47 more times.
Yeah. So I'll give away just the second word, and it's the same for every planet. So it's pretty easy. Now, if I come in here and I land, here's a good spot.
Oh, No Man's Sky looks a lot better these days than I remember it.
It looks way better these days. They have continued to pump out update after update for free for a long time.
You want to play No Man's Sky later?
Yeah.
Cool.
So you got a scanner and you can scan stuff, right? So if you look around, you'll see it on the left side of my screen. There's unidentified plant with question marks, right? And then there's all of them have unidentified plants with question marks because I have not scanned anything. I haven't discovered anything except for the type of thing that has the word in it.
That's
so
clever.
The only thing that's been discovered on this planet, like not even that animal has been discovered, not that rock, that kind of thing. I'm gonna get away from this guy who's trying to kill me in a minute. Hold on.
Did you piss off the Sentinels already just by being here?
Yeah, it's one. So also I put it in a system that's hostile.
Hell yeah.
Just to make it interesting.
So it's more fun.
So if you hop around enough, go away.
He's like, hello.
Yeah, this is
what are you doing on my rock?
Yeah. So I'm going to scan the area, and I'm just going to go over to the one that I know is named. So if you go and look at stuff, eventually you'll find one that I already discovered. It'll say discovered by distant, and it'll be named already. And it is these little yellow sodium plants, right? This one's named cherry, and that's the second word, right?
Oh,
so any of these little yellow sodium plants that you scan, it'll say it was discovered by distant in the top left, right? If anybody else comes in, it'll say discovered by distant. And the name of it is the next word after whatever the name of the planet is.
You see, I think you're overthinking that not already being really well thought out, because that's pretty cool.
Yes, Hyperion Frequency. This is for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch, and all of those platforms share the same universe.
Hey, that's right. They're all cross-platform.
Yeah, so you can play with somebody from PC and Switch in the same world. The only thing is you got to know what mode they are in, because there's creative mode, normal mode, survival mode, and the one that I want to really hide awesome prizes in is the one called permadeath.
Oh.
And permadeath is where if you die in the game, I triggered the Sentinels. Let me get the fuck out of here. Hold on. If you die in the game in permadeath, it actually erases your game save file.
Your game save?
Yeah, your game save. So I'm just going to run away for 10 more seconds and they'll lose track of me. Right? So permadeath, oh, there's a little crab thing. That's cool. Permadeath is the one I want to hit. Anything valuable and really interesting, I want to hide in permadeath just to make it challenging. And hopefully we can hide some stuff related to Den, of course. Let me just, good Lord, they are relentless here. Why did I do it here?
This was your idea entirely.
All right, I'm just going to run away a little bit more and just get my shit.
It's because you're a slimy little geck boy. That's why.
So I've put matter in for now. But you could also hide like Bitcoin or Monero or anything that has a crypto wallet with a private key.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, he's cool, right? He's like a little beetle dude.
Kind of neat.
Yeah, you can like take them as pets too.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like I've got a couple of pets.
It irritates me that I showed you this game when it came out and then or told you that it was coming out and now you know
there's
everything.
This guy.
What is that?
I found him and I made him my pet. Look at that.
Yo, what the fuck? Tell that thing to stop dancing. That's weird.
Yeah, that's terrifying. That is some Breath of the Wild shit there.
And I can ride him around.
Okay.
You can drive him around.
Are you in him?
Well, it's clipping through, but yeah. So you can do all that stuff. Anyway. So that's the key. That's how you find it. Oh,
yo, are they like fucking Pokemon? Like
you just really stuck on this planet now?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Do you just digitize them? And like, how do the pets work? Like you digitize them into a fucking wallet, and then you just pop them out whenever you want.
Well, no, this whole game was built before like crypto was a popular thing, so nothing in here is supposed to have crypto in it. And
I
so
didn't say anything about crypto.
Well, nothing is in a wallet, and nothing's in a. Oh, you mean like an actual? You're just conceptually saying that. I thought you meant wallet, like as.
Yeah, no.
You used the wrong word.
Sorry.
You keep them in like a fucking Pokedex or something, like.
You mean like the inhumane treatment?
Yeah. Where the fuck are they? Where do they go?
I always wonder with Pokemon, like, do Master Balls are they better inside than like your regular Pokeball? Like, do you think? I wonder what's in a Pokeball. Like, do they have like a little room? Or are they just in a stasis? Pokemon.
I don't know anything about Pokemon.
I think there's
a problem with me answering that question.
So actually, what it is they get transported to Professor Oak's farm.
Oh yeah, sure they do. They go to Professor Oak's happy farm.
No, like that's and he does research on him. That's why like he gives, at least for Ash, like that's why he gives him. Like
the Dex thing.
Yeah, the Pokedex and stuff.
Because
he's like, go catalog everything you see for me.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then there's episodes where like they go back and like he visits his Pokemon like on the farm when he visits.
I've never actually seen any of those. I've seen a bunch of the original Pokemon, but I've never seen any of that. Huh? Interesting.
So then the last thing I'll do here, and then you guys can give me some ideas to make the next one, is I want to just go in and show you where the actual, like if somebody didn't know what the solution was, I'll show you how they start, basically. Come on, click. Pull this down. And good morning, I am for I am. We were just talking about
Space.
And your grandbaby.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
You got a little babeski.
Little bambino, little biscuit.
A little bundle of love.
Damn, I can't think of anything better.
And you guys seen
a little hot potato.
Hot potato.
Why are you one of these little things, by the way?
Oh, I'm a geck, dude.
I know. Like, why?
Because he's a cute, short dude, and whenever he sits on stuff, his feet dangle.
Every single time. Wait, really?
Oh, wait, I can't sit on that.
Anyway,
when he sits on stuff, I promise his feet dangle.
That's amazing, actually.
You guys are familiar with the film and TV series Stargate, I presume?
Yeah.
Of course.
So there's these synthetic portals here that are everywhere. But there's also, here's where I put the entry point of this puzzle. There's also old ancient portals that are literally Stargates. I'm surprised they haven't got a copyright strike because of that or something.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so I built a base around one just for myself. So I know where one is and I'm going to go there now.
I really need to just come find you because you are far advanced.
Oh, I've been playing this since day one, which was
I-
2016.
Yeah, I had
So,
an
yeah.
account when it came out, and then I got very angry.
Oh, it was boring. And when it first came out, it was not what it was. It was nowhere near what it was like. In fact, that same subreddit I was talking about, No Man's Sky, the game, it was such a toxic shithole of a subreddit in the beginning because everybody was just angry, right? But it has become the most loving, interesting, awesome place because Hello Games and Sean Murray continued fixing shit until it was what they promised and more.
But
right?
What is this shit?
So I built a building around this portal, and it's mine. It's called Port Albert because Port Al. Yeah.
I like
anyway.
it. How have they? Okay, I see what you mean by how have they not gotten a copyright strike.
Yeah. So it gets better.
That's just the. Did they do the Chevron thing?
On my post in the gaming layer, if you go look, there are glyphs.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. So there's glyphs that you can put in that take you to a specific other portal in the galaxy.
What?
And so that's where I started the puzzle. So that was like, okay, here's your starting point is the glyphs. So blah blah blah, the portal show, blah blah blah. Let's activate it, yada yada. All right, boom. Here's your portal.
They're getting sued. There's no way.
I'm gonna. It's just been here for years. It's fine.
There's a Triforce in there.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna put in what I posted originally in the gaming layer, which is this half moon eclipse thing, and then this spaceship thing. I don't know what they're actually named.
Is that how you get like that? You tell people where the next starting point is?
Yeah,
by just posting a glyph sequence.
Yes, it is.
Could you post a couple of them slightly out of order?
You can do whatever you want, and this is part of what I need to figure out. You know what I mean? Is like how do we? And we can talk about this either in the coffee layer or in the gaming layer. But this is part of what I want to figure out. You know, over the next week or so, we can develop the next puzzle.
Well, we're playing. Right? I'm jumping on some No Man's Sky now because this is wildly cool, and we should go explore and figure.
You definitely should. And I can, if you want, I can piggyback your. You know how most games have like a beginning that's like a tutorial section.
Yes.
Yeah, so I can help you plow through that in the beginning if you want, because honestly it's not that great. It just is there to teach you how to play the game.
I think that's where I get done every time I play the damn game because I get in this base building tutorial and I'm like, can I just leave now?
Can I just not?
Like, can I just go find a freaking Stargate? I love these glyphs.
And then Galaxy. All right, boom. There's my address. That's the address to the puzzle in the Galaxy, which has.
Are you serious? It even does the thing.
Spits out exactly the same. Yeah.
Oh my god! I didn't know I was going to have a review of No Man's Sky today on coffee, but I'm digging this shit right now.
So I'm just going to walk through it like you do.
And of course.
And there's a Doctor Who cutscene. Is that what this is?
Yeah. And then we get like when he goes there, there's going to be a pyramid, and you know, it's just the first Stargate movie.
The Eye of Ra and all of that. Yeah, that kind of thing.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
This is going to spit me out. If you notice, before this, I jumped to a different system.
Okay, so it's an upside down pyramid. What the fuck?
Well, that guy right there, that little sentinel dude there, is ready to ruin you.
No, he's not. You know why?
Because that's a base.
Because I hacked it. It's my friend now. Oh, and this planet is monochrome. Like the light doesn't really reflect colors very well.
That's a thing.
Yeah, so you can find planets that are monochrome.
I don't know if that's how light works, but okay.
It is in this game. And there's a little bit of lore that
you wouldn't be able to see like items.
That does explain that. So this thing in front of me, it took way too long and I stopped halfway through, but it's actually it was going to be the Den logo.
Oh my god, Dave.
I was just like, oh, what should you see when you come out of the portal? I don't know, a Den logo. And then I gave up.
I don't know how to build in Den or in No Man's Sky, but I'm down to help with that mega project.
I need help, yeah.
Dude, Minecraft, if there's one thing that I was good at in Minecraft, it was building enormous things.
Well, there you go. So that brings me to my next point, is we have a Minecraft layer without a server, and so we could do a puzzle in there as well. So anyway, that's it. So you come in here, you don't know anything. You start looking around, nothing's named, nothing's discovered. But if you start scanning, it does show you the name of the planet. In the left there, 5th Protect. So you might start thinking about the puzzle at that point. But that's the whole puzzle. That's it. That's the end. You know, and there's some weird flying things. You never know what you're going to find. That's like a weird flying jellyfish. Right. So there is the end of the demo.
Okay.
And I will quit the game now.
It's very cool.
So we could do that in Minecraft for the Minecraft layer. I'm totally down with hosting like a Minecraft server, but we need more people that play it. The thing with Minecraft is like you're only on the server that you're on. You're not in a big shared universe where you can just say, hey, anybody who wants can pop in, that kind of thing. We could do, all right, so we got in the comments. Is there a way for players to leave a message on a board or something so others can see it if somebody has been there yet, or if the tasks have been finished? Yes, there is a message pod that you can drop, and you can put a limited number of words in there. But yeah, there's totally like a little messaging system where you can drop, like for example, at that portal, I could drop a message pod to where if anybody looks at it, it could just say, done been gotten, go away, or something, you know, that kind of thing.
I was trying to think of a way to like mess with people. And I think you kind of have it. Like, I don't know how you could. I can't rename something you've already named. So, like,
correct.
Whatever they look for, they have to know to look for something that you named.
That I named, yeah.
So, like,
right.
I can't go in there and be like, Twinkle Toes, and they go,
yeah.
oh, well, that's the fucking password.
Yeah, you got to look at the one you could, but if somebody didn't think to like look for, and you don't even have to really know who did it.
Yeah.
You would just have to say, okay, the same person that named the planets, look for that name, you know, among the plants and animals and stuff like that. I did name, okay, so it's a sodium plant that you're looking for the words. I did name the system Sodium Den, which if you're scanning system names and you see something called Sodium Den, you could just be like, haha, it's funny. It's like an opium den, but it's just people that have high sodium. But it does, you know, it's something I wanted to leave some sort of like, so maybe you could look at that name and think that there's something with the sodium plants. You know?
I was going to say, it'd be like, nah, it's sodium. Or nah, it's Den.
Nah, it's sodium.
Nah, it's Den, dude.
That's the best thing to come back to.
Yeah. No, I was saying I named the whole system Sodium Den, which could just be a name like a den, like an opium den.
I was going to say, it sounds like a drug den.
Yeah, but all
the
planets have a sodium plant, and that's the plant that was named. You know? That's the one thing that's the same across every planet. Every planet has the same yellow, blue, red plants.
Well, you can't die. You need those.
Yeah. So you can go scoop some up. You can name them all differently, but they're all the same shit. So, yeah. So base building is a different way to do it. You can do a lot of the things that you can do in Minecraft. You can do as well. Like you can build little logic switches and stuff.
Oh.
You can. There's a thing called a byte beat box, where you can program musical notes. Like in Zelda, you could have different musical, like Ocarina of Time style puzzles, where you could have like, you could just make music. Some people actually make music and throw a virtual disco party.
We essentially have music blocks.
Yeah, but you could hide something, for example, in binary or Morse code. That way, you know, so you could get creative on it. And
now that's an interesting thought.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say we did a base. Sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting you off.
No, go for it.
Right. And like, say we do this a couple of times and it actually does well. We find a location on a planet and build something interesting. Like, you know, that, I don't know, just make up a story for it. It's got to have something cool, like a crash ship or something on the planet or whatever that you go find. And so they can go through it, maybe kill a couple of turrets or something if that's an option. And then when they open a door, it'll play like a beat code.
Yeah, stuff like that.
You
can't really place enemies in traps. It isn't like now you could do that in Fallout 76, which is another game that's a game that works just fine. It's just not hugely popular. But okay, it also has the benefit of a bunch of people actually technically own it, so they wouldn't have to go buy a copy to play it. because a lot of people got excited and bought it, and then they were like, "Oh, this sucks," and they never played it again.
See, I was smart. I didn't do that.
I bought a computer. Actually, I built the Gibson originally as a Fallout 76 gaming rig.
I probably could have told you that wasn't the best plan.
I had some fun with it initially, and it's fine, and it's actually a fine game.
I have these thoughts on it, but I've never sat down and played
what it does have is an exorbitant amount of lore for the Fallout universe that is actually really interesting. So if you just want to go through and read shit, it's got a lot of interesting lore.
So it's got no quests and notes. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, it's got a lot of note quests and notes. In the beginning, there were no NPCs. None.
I remember that, and I was mind blown that was even a concept.
Everybody was dead, man. It was
but I mean, well, okay. Let's say I wanted to make a game that was about nuclear war, and I wanted it to be really realistic. I would have you put the disc in, see the flash, and then the game turns off.
Yeah. It wouldn't be fun, though, right?
What's the fun?
Yeah. So,
I like the idea of building stuff and having stuff hidden, though. And No Man's, that's clever. When you had geocaching as an idea, I didn't think No Man's Sky was going to fly in, but like it's a cool idea.
The ultimate goal would be to put something interesting enough to get people who wouldn't normally check out Den.social to go check out Den.social, right? So right now there's 256 matter and enough ether in that wallet to where if you put all the seed phrases together and you go like open a new MetaMask wallet and you recover from seed and you put that in, it'll actually recover a wallet that's got funds in it, and it has enough gas to send the matter to your personal account, right? Which is pretty handy. And it's out. Here's what I'll do. Last thing I'll do with this is, so here's that. That was the starting thing. But actually, if you go to just Ethereum, I put in matter, which is our token. You can find, there should be one of these here. This would be the wallet. So I sent from to here, 256 matter. So it's got 256 matter, and it's got however much. Oh wait, that's not what I did.
$39,000.
Hold on. Why did I hit the wrong button? I should never hit the wrong button. All right. From to transfer. Let's look at this transaction. It went, for 256 matter, which is about $10, right? So this should be the wallet. No, why is it giving me that? With the contract from. Anyway, there's ether in there. Why is that? That's not right. That should not point there. From to here. Yeah, 256. Info. Sorry, now I'm confused. Send me to the matter contract. I don't care. Point is,
it's there.
There's 256 matter in the wallet, and there's some ether, so you can send it. And the first person that does that clears the wallet. And you should never use that wallet ever again because it's publicly, the seed phrase is public. But I could hide, like, the Bored Ape Yacht Club. They've got apes that are wildly popular and also highly valuable.
Yeah, that's
so you could hide an NFT in there, for example, right? If I went to OpenSea and just looked at stuff on here, I could get something. Let's see. Here we go. These are interesting because they were procedurally sort of generated, I think, but they got really popular. And you can look at activity, and people are actually buying them for 15 ether, and an ether is average price 1.4 ether. So that's like $2,000.
See, that's wild.
For a squiggle. Little squiggy squig, right? They took the Twitter check mark and they made a squiggy squiggle with it. And that's it. And they were like, cool, give me money.
Cool, $2,000.
That'll be about $2,000, please.
Please do not hide one of these inside of that.
So we could hide that. We could hide an interesting one. This one jiggles. Right? You see with the monsters collection, right? Could hide a jiggly monster. Anyway, these from a marketing perspective, these all have communities behind them where they've got a Discord server where they talk about their jiggly monsters and whatever, and the squigglies and all that. And they can use them for like VIP access if they want to throw a party. They do stuff with them, which means if there's ever like if we crowdsource it, for example, and we got people to go in on the community buying, like, okay, we want to bring in the let's say Bored Apes, because that's the most like recognizable one right now. Let's say we want to get attention from the Bored Apes, the Bored Ape Yacht Club to Den.social, and we crowdfunded the purchase of an ape, right? Which is not very feasible because they're expensive. But let's say we did. We could then go hide an ape in one of these puzzles, and we could make it to where you have to come to Den to like reveal the answer to get credit or to get your prize, which would make people, look at Den and that kind of thing. But that's an example. Like we could use it for marketing if we want to basically target with marketing a particular community. We buy their NFT, put it in here, say, hey, come hang out on Den. You might like it.
Yeah, we got one of your things. Come hang out here. We like y'all.
Matter with ETH. Yeah. If I just put Matter in there, you would not be able to transfer it out without first transferring ETH into it, which, interestingly enough, has been used as a scam in the past. There was a guy who he put something valuable in an Ethereum wallet, and then he acted like he didn't notice that he had shared on screen his seed phrase or the private key or whatever it was during his stream. And so like people that were watching it were like, oh shit, I got his seed phrase. I'm going to go steal his shit. So people that tried to steal his shit went in to find that there was no ether in the wallet, which means there's no gas to move things. You have to have a little bit of ether every time you move tokens to get the transaction to go through. And so what people were doing was they were sending ether to that wallet so that they could then transfer the token out of the wallet. And every time somebody sent ether to the wallet, he was quickly transferring the ether out of the wallet to a different wallet that he owned. And it happened several times where he, like, before they could do the transaction for like stealing from him, he was taking the gas that they put in and like keeping it for himself. And I thought it was a pretty brilliant way to scam the scammers. But yeah. All right. So, No Man's Sky, Minecraft, Fallout 76. What are some other shared universes where you could leave data? Don't know that one. I'm not familiar with it.
Gonna be honest, no clue. I can't think of anything. The world, you could geocache in person.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't be virtual geocaching. That would
Okay, all right. So that's that one's out.
We could go hide some matter, write down a seed phrase and hide it for actual geocachers.
You could geocache it virtually, but you just have to wait a long time for like the Google Earth vehicles to go by.
Paint it on your roof. Or paint it on a series of somebody else's roofs for the satellites when they update. Here comes
Look, can you put this sign in your yard when the Google trucks go by? Just do that for me. It's real quick. And it'll be fine.
I love how I Am said, I'm going to geocache the title for my Lambo and then says JK. Like,
he doesn't
because if he didn't say JK, we would have assumed like, oh, of course he has a Lambo. So today we learned that I Am has a Lamborghini.
Ooh. All right, you ready to move on to the next very important topic that
what is it? What is the next topic?
Okay. It's very important. Everybody needs to do this right now, as soon as you can. All right, it is World Blockchain Roundtable.
That's right.
They have their proposals out there this month.
Can you make your window less full screen? Thank you.
Oh, cool. That means I get to see you guys at the same time. If I do that.
Yeah, so there is in the reminders of the show notes there is a link to go vote on this.
Yeah,
actually.
go vote on this and go vote for Blockchain Game Show. This is the only one
It's got
you
one
want to
voter.
vote for.
I
Yeah,
wonder who that is.
it was me. I need more friends to go do this.
You can actually see who voted on stuff.
You can or can't.
You can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right here. So
Mhm.
go vote for this one. Signal all of your Geo money for this.
What's in what are those? So this is like the World Blockchain DAO interface for voting on topics for February. What are the competing topics? Would you mind going through them, or do you just want to only show yours?
Okay, competing. All right, the competing. These are the other ones. These are dumb ideas. Okay,
Except that
competing
one.
topics.
Yeah.
First one, a bag of poop. The second one,
Come on, employment jobs,
okay, fine.
which is a bag of poop compared to yours.
Yeah, employment / jobs, which is a bag of poop compared to mine. Let's see who voted for this one. Josh O. Okay, and y'all weird. Come on, you're my buddy. Don't do this to me.
They need jobs, John.
They're
unemployed.
Look, if you win a game show, then you don't need a job anymore. Simple. Okay. Censorship, resistant, re-centralized cloud computing using blockchain.
That's a lot. That's a
What the
mouthful.
fuck that is. Betrayed by my friend. What are you doing here for him? No, go signal for me. Go signal for my stuff. Weaponizing blockchains to fight against tyranny. Jacob Wayne, no! Jacob Wayne, no! Stop that! What are you doing? Oh.
I like the idea of blockchains as a weapon, kind of like cryptography, you know, as a defense weapon kind of thing.
I feel like our FBI agents are really going to be excited about that one.
They should join the show.
Blockchain.
I would love to have them on as a host.
Blockchain for account / taxes. That's boring as shit. Nobody votes for that. Good job. Possibilities of crypto and social media in the metaverse. Yeah, this is fine, but we'll talk about this next month. We don't need it now.
Yeah, we talk about that every day on this show.
Yeah, just join Coffee with Dan. Who the fuck? Stop doing this. Pros and cons of state governments leveraging blockchain. Okay, so yeah, really?
Yeah, really? Yeah.
Really? You
Yeah,
got 12%.
I've been on a lot. I've been on a lot of the shows. Every time you're on the show, you get rewarded. I've been on a lot of them.
I've been on a few, and I've only been rewarded for being on one.
You got 0.25%, man.
Yeah, that's nothing.
You got 285.
That's nothing.
That's more than 1/4 of one.
I need more.
And the only way to get more is for you to either post questions,
which I did.
No, not topics.
I've posted questions, but they're usually jokes.
Okay.
I don't think they're going through and paying me out on them.
Oh yeah, they actually, anybody whose question gets hit on the so if you go into the actual topic coming up, for example, is for tomorrow, you could leave a question in that for the show, and if it gets hit on the show, you get rewarded a lot.
All right, I'm gonna go do that. Roll of oracles. We don't need that. We've got the Matrix. We know what they do. We
know what their role is.
Yeah.
They tell you shit that you need to hear, not necessarily the truth.
Exactly. All right. Darox, Hyro, you go back and change your vote. You can do that later. It's cool.
Sorry about that. I had to go make some money real quick.
Nice.
That's a good thing to do. Yeah, we're just going through the options.
You sell that typewriter?
No, but I've got it. You're not going to believe this, though. While we were on this show, the first time I had to walk away, it was a guy from upstairs who saw it from the window, went over and took a whole bunch of notes on it. I guess he's like a typewriter enthusiast, and he's got like a book at home with all these records, and he's going to go through and figure out what year it's from and all that stuff.
Cool.
So, just a normal day at the computer shop.
Yeah.
I found some cool old typewriters in when I was in Prague at the place I was staying. They had this old like safe. It was cool as shit, dude. It was like something out of a film. It was a really cool safe, and it had a couple of broke ass typewriters on it.
That's awesome.
There's my typewriter story.
Hell yeah.
Where'd you leave off? Layer 1s and layer 0s, which I'm curious about.
Yeah. Okay. Go take Photoshop lessons. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know what that means. Layer 1s versus layer 0s.
I know what it means, but I disagree with it.
Yeah. Okay. Hyperion frequency. Stop it. You're my friend.
The layer 0.
For mine.
I think layer 0 is the same thing that I, in my mind, think of as layer 1, but that's just a different way of counting, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you're a computer.
Juicy J, we're buddies. We're buddies. Come on.
Is he really pandering
Likes
to people
restaurants
right now?
Yeah,
he's trying to get them to vote for his thing.
That is the other one I suggested, actually.
Oh, that is your thing. You get mad at somebody for voting for you.
That was my other thing. Okay, I'll let that one slide. Juicy J, you can still be in the circle. But everybody else, you're out until you vote for mine, okay? Using blockchain to help the climate / planet. This is another one I suggested. Don't vote for it. I don't care. Please
I like it. I like that one because there's a myth.
too.
There's a common talking point
Oh my God.
that claims that blockchain is destroying the planet.
You know, I love it. It's my favorite bullshit argument.
We've got, I won't give. Maybe I will get off on that tangent in a minute, but you got to read the last one still about insurance.
All right, and home thesis. Go vote for the game show one. Go do that. I haven't seen you voted yet. Vote for mine. Reinventing
That's Juicy J, by
insurance
the way.
for the mobile. Oh, Juicy J. Juicy J, I've been betrayed.
He voted
Or
for
you're so
you.
cool, though. My other one, though, I want the game show one. All right. Reinventing insurance for the mobile generation.
Is that a thing? Like,
Yeah.
like the Generation Y, Generation Mobile, Zoomers?
I think
Zoomers
mobile
and
generation is like
generation
people
thing?
that were born into cell phones is probably what it is.
That's a good point. Yeah. You know what I noticed is there's like a weird. I didn't expect this. I expected that over time, people would like computers would get more common. And David, you probably noticed this too as a computer technician.
Mm-hmm.
Something that surprised me was over time. I thought like, okay, computers will be so commonplace, everybody will know how to use them after a while. But that didn't happen.
No, not at all.
There was a period, there's like a bell curve, where there was a period of like learning curve and everybody was getting, oh, we know how to use computers now as a species. And then like these things happened, right? That does a lot of stuff that a computer does. And then the percentage of people that knew how to use a computer plummeted back down to like almost zero again.
It's great.
It's wild.
I hate
like,
it.
Like everybody knows how to like use their phone if there's an app for it.
No, they don't.
If there's an app for it.
No, they don't.
It has the button. No, okay. Well,
my whole day, at least a part of my day, is talking to people who have no earthly idea what to do once there is a screen involved. It's a theory that I have, and if anybody else out there that listens to this, has any thoughts on this, send me a message about it. Why is it that as soon as there is a piece of like a glass with a picture behind it, do people that are intelligent become stupid?
But we made it like a Denny's menu. You can just push it now.
Well, like think about this. Like for instance, I have a customer who has they get to the internet the same way every single day. They've used the same email addresses every single day, and they know the passwords to them, right?
Yeah.
I had to put them onto a new computer recently, okay? They have very minimal needs, and it took me 3 days to get her back up to speed because there's a screen. And as soon as there's a screen, people, and this is a person that I know is like smart, like they have had a brilliant career. They're not dumb by any means. But as soon as there's a screen involved, they just lose all concept of it because it's scary.
Well,
there's also this weird thing where in the early days of computers, somehow people got this thought in their mind that there's a magic button on your keyboard that breaks the system.
Yeah.
And if you touch it, your computer explodes. I have to tell people still to this day, they'll be like, oh, I don't want to touch the keyboard while it's plugged in at your store. I'm like, why? I need you to do that so you can show me what you do.
Yeah,
And like, but I'm gonna break it. I'm like, no, you're not. This is the same. It's not the same keyboard, but
can you
it's the
imagine?
same.
Can you imagine like the like the design involved with, or what am I trying to say? Like the viability of a product that has a break it button. Like, yeah, this is fine. We'll just ship this. This is great.
Yeah, this is great. Like you hit this one key and it just catches on fire. And then if that something goes wrong, you can just take it to a store and they say, well, why did you hit that key? Like, yeah, I don't get it. It's always confused me.
Hyperion Frequency says there's a lot of people who need an internal system update.
The amount of people that I know that are still running on like, iOS 6 and could really use an upgrade is fantastic.
Yeah, it surprised me and it disappointed me because there's a lot of cool stuff that like I think that's holding back the future. Because like
smart devices?
Yeah,
they're
because
making
we're
our brains
offloading
actively.
We're offloading things that we used to, like, who knows phone numbers? I used to know phone numbers for people. I used to be able to, like, if I went to jail, which I have never done, but if I did and I got my one phone call, I used to know phone numbers for people where I could call them and be like, hey, I'm in jail. Can you come bail me out? For example. But I don't know anybody's phone number. I don't even know my wife's phone number.
Like, I've known you for a long time at this point, and I don't know your phone number off the top of my head. My wife's, if I had to stare at a keypad, after a few minutes, I'd get it. But, I mean, I don't know her number off the top of my head either.
I know my wife's phone number. I know it. I know it. 100%.
We can't have you prove it because then you would be giving out your wife's phone number. So,
well, that's romantic, John.
No, we can prove it. Shit, I'll tap.
I mean, I just
gotta find you guys again.
I want it to be proof now.
John's doing something clever.
Knowing John.
Just put it in the private chat.
Oh.
Dumbass.
All right. So let me just grab my phone here and Dakota. Okay. Got it. So anyway, yeah, I think a lot of
send it a text and be like, is this Dakota? John's trying to prove to us that he knows your phone number.
Yeah, that doesn't prove anything, John, because that could be your buddy that you sent a text message to already and said, if somebody texts you and says, is this Dakota? Just say yes, and I'll give you $5.
Come here. Can you be on camera for a second?
Hey, Dakota.
Hi, Dakota.
This is the stupidest debate.
Is that your phone number?
This feels like a magic trick. Yes, that is my phone number.
Damn it, he does know it.
They don't know their wife's phone number. And I'm like, I know my wife's phone number.
I mean, what if
you just paying her to say that?
That's the exact example we made.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, important.
All right, thank you, dear.
I don't know where I would.
Thanks for bailing John out whenever he needs it.
I don't know who I would even call if I went to jail. The only phone number I know by heart now is the stores. And if I'm not here, I doubt anyone else is here. So, yeah, I'd be screwed.
But yeah, so that's an issue. Offloading.
These are absolutely making our brains smoother, though,
yeah.
through and through. I mean,
so we either need to change that, or we need to integrate them into our bodies and become cybernetic beings.
I think
so that it's once again part of our mind.
That's the most logical next step. I think that we just need to embed cell phones directly into our hands, and then nobody can take them.
That's Musk's argument, basically. He says we're already androids. We're already synthetic. We're already, what do you call it?
Already artificial.
It's just that the technology is just the input. There's a bandwidth issue. The input is with our fingers,
as opposed to just directly into our brains.
Yeah. So if you're able to integrate the functionality into your brain, where you could have a higher bandwidth to interact.
No matter what level of science fiction I think the world should be, that's terrifying. I'm good with not having a computer plugged into my skull.
If that's
I forgot.
What you like, I guess.
Hyperion Frequency does have a plan together to get set up and start interviewing people and talking about the heady topics that he does talk about.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So transhuman topics. That's like transhumanism is such an interesting. If nobody's like gone down that rabbit hole, if you go look up transhumanism, the communities around that are really interesting. And
it's got me Googling stuff now.
Yeah. And it leads to a lot of like thought experiments and possibilities, like, what if that did happen, and there is a race of robots out there that used to be biological, but they just over time evolved into something that is not going to die after 100 years.
Oh, so they became like Dwemer automatons?
Yeah, or something, yeah.
I want to point out here that I typed in transhumanism, and the very first result is the COVID culling.
Dude, I was reading about speaking of COVID conspiracy theories.
Bioweapons. Ooh.
I was reading like it's such I'm not even gonna go there. It's just
no, I gotta know. What were you reading?
No, I was reading about a shooting. The one that happened recently.
It's the mushroom farm people.
No, it was like the older gentleman's gay club shooting or whatever it was,
okay.
right? And there was a bunch of people speculating in publishing things on their like news outlet, and they were jumping directly to like, first of all, so far that I've heard, nobody was trans that had got shot or whatever, or like not trans, but they were talking about, there's a big thing about people that dress up and dance like cross-dressing and stuff like that, right? And I don't know what all the correct terms are, and I'm sorry if I fuck it up and offend somebody. But like
drag shows, right?
But nobody in the official report was like a drag queen. That's the term, right? Nobody was a drag queen, but there was like several publications being like, I bet this is about drag queens. And it's like people that bring shit in that has nothing to do with what happened. They want it to be about that. And they're like, oh, this is, I don't know, man. It was just, I hate the way that people just run with stuff based on no information.
Yeah, I was going to say drag queens is totally a fine statement. You can say that.
Yeah. Oh, it was crazy. Anyway, I was reading something less awful last night. Equally like bizarre, though. I was reading about UFOs, and somebody wrote an article yesterday on some website about UFOs, and he was debunking it. But the way he debunked it was like, this UFO stuff is crazy, and I can't believe people fall for it. It's way more likely that there's floating cities and trans-dimensional like rips in the fabric of, you know, this dimension leading to another one, and that's what we're seeing. And I was like, okay, hang on.
I kind of like that theory, though. Hold on.
Which is great. That's fine. But he was like, it's way more likely that these are all just tears in space-time. UFOs are so like extraterrestrials aren't real. There aren't other people in the universe. Like, there's only people on this planet and other dimensions of this planet.
A leather-bound cowboy told us that's wrong.
I don't know.
I saw a video the other day, and while we're just going down the tangent of humans being insane. This guy,
I literally couldn't. Just to clarify, I wasn't trying to censor myself from saying drag queen at that moment. I couldn't think of the term.
He's grasping for the word.
Yeah, I was like, what is it? Anyway, yeah. But people are paranoid, delusional. Yeah, it's true.
There is a person, and they're unfortunately on the unbelievable cancer of the universe, which is TikTok, which is also making people's brains smoother by the second.
It's a really good corporate espionage and propaganda machine.
Have you ever seen how there's people on there? There's a whole group now that just waste massive amounts of food and scream, and that's like the whole bit. I don't understand, but so there's a guy on there who likes to do the whole like flat earther thing where they talk down to you like you're dumb, and he says that the sun's not real, and his reasoning for the sun not being real is because he used to work at a steel forge. And if you stand near a furnace that's 2,000 degrees and stand 25 feet away from it, you can't hear and feel it anymore. Because, you know, how does the sun get, you know, the power from the sun to the earth? And I couldn't even form a response to it. But he also said that the surface of the sun was 10,000 degrees, which is wrong.
Well, sounds like he has good arguments based on bad information.
Yeah, it's wild though. How can you not think the sun is real? It's like people that genuinely think the planet is flat still. Doesn't make sense to me.
I don't even judge people anymore.
I do. All the time.
I don't even, because like I'm somebody, you know, I'm not even going to say who, was trying to make the argument that the sun was, oh, what the hell was he saying? The moon was bigger than the sun, or the sun was bigger than any other stars, or something like that. And I was debating it, or trying to debate it with him, but I quit. And he was like, no, bro, I can go get a tape measure out of my truck right now and hold that motherfucker up there and look and be like, look, that's like 3 inches across, and that's like 1.5 inches across. This one's bigger.
I'm going to need to know who this was.
It was Kyle.
Okay.
It sounds like something that fucking Kyle would say.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, I mean, by that logic, and that's the thing, is like that is actually it's good logic based on bad info, bad premise. So a lot of this stuff is like that.
This person down here, Pyro down here, just losing it.
It's bad logic based
on bad information.
It's bad logic based on just the information everybody else has.
Well, no, the logic's fine because it's just a matter of not understanding how shit works. Because he was trying to use a measurement tool to prove something, which is great. You should do that. He just didn't understand the underlying concepts of the universe. That was the problem. Like when you're further away, things look smaller. You ever drive down the road and you see the car coming and it's little? But then it grows. Do you think the cars are inflating as they drive towards you? Is that what's happening?
But I think that's like logical, right? Like to assume that there's more than one thing happening at a time. Like to assume that there could be more problems than just like, oh, if I measure it, that'll fix it. It's like, no, there's other factors we have to take in. It's illogical to assume that there's no other information that's needed.
It's illogical to assume, in most cases, it's illogical to assume that you have all the facts in the first place with most things.
You're just trying to be nice to the dude. I get it. But like, nah, I'm good. I was going to show David something and then he walked away.
Well, he's, dollar bill, yo. He's got to go make some money.
No, I'm going to call the store and be like, yo, you're needed back on Den.
This is a call-in show.
Yeah, but we're supposed to call them, but we're calling them instead of them calling
us. You can show me. What are you going to show him?
Nah, you've already seen it.
Okay.
Also, you see the shit that came out with Justin Roiland?
Who's that?
Creator of Rick and Morty.
Oh, I love that show. No, what happened with that?
He's like Adult Swim or whatever has cut ties with him. Like he's getting charged with like a felony.
Oh, really?
Domestic abuse in California.
Oh, is this what the Adult Swim thing? I saw something about Adult Swim.
Yep.
Yeah.
Felony 2020, a felony domestic abuse charge.
No shit.
Justin Roiland.
Oh shit! Yeah, I heard about that.
All right. Okay.
I didn't know what his name was. I just have watched a bunch of Rick and Morty.
David, do you have any lot or in World Blockchain Roundtable?
I don't think I do.
All right, this is going to be for everybody that's watching so that you go vote for my thing, okay? I need you to do this, okay? And you get the sneak peek, all right? You get the sneak peek because you're watching the show, part of the cool kid. All right, you ready?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I dig it.
Oh, you changed my crazy picture. Thank you.
Oh, thank God. God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, there are so many pictures that you could have gotten.
That's the one you sent me.
I know, but you could have screenshotted anything in the past like a year and a half.
That's what I had previously.
Play it again. Play it again for us.
Do it one more time.
You want to play it again?
Play it again.
We like it. We want to see it one more time. Also, Hyro should come on at some point and tell us what absurd ideas they have.
Well, you probably don't know which ones they are. You gotta have someone else point them out.
Wait, he can just tell us his ideas, and we'll tell him if he's absurd or not.
Yeah. That's the game show, actually. Absurd or not?
Actually,
it's like hot or not.
Oh, I love the Daedra picture.
Yeah, the only pictures that I sent John were with animals.
The one that you sent me that wasn't with an animal, you were in a hat, and you were looking looking down.
I don't know. You said you said these are all animals, though. I sent you one without an animal. I need Daedra. Because that's how I got my wife. If it wasn't a picture with the dog,
Yeah.
She wouldn't have swiped right.
You know, knowing Tina, I'm pretty sure that Daedra was absolutely the deal maker there.
Sure. I
She
knew what I was
loves that
doing.
dog.
I knew exactly what I was doing. Yeah.
I remember I called Daedra a dum dum one time, and she got so
Sure.
mad at me. Tina was pissed. She was
Yeah,
like, "Don't
as
say
if
that. That
Daedra had
sounds
any-
like doom doom."
As if she had any idea what you were saying. Yeah.
But yeah, so if everybody goes and changes their vote for game show for World Blockchain Roundtable, I will host a game show.
I think
the
it'd be a
show.
good episode too.
Whether or not they want me there, I will just show up
Just show up.
and be like, I'm presenting, give me the remote, and it'll happen.
Yeah, no, it was great. And they actually said come back anytime. Last time you were on, they were like, yeah, it doesn't even have to be like anything that you were necessarily. They said come back anytime. They
just come back and be
enjoyed it.
you. They're fine with your
Yeah,
shit,
totally.
random shit.
And I
I
do
think I
think that a
need
game
something-
show episode would be good. Like designing a game show, what would your game show be like? Because there's it's something that I haven't seen like discussed before or attempted. So rolling some sort of like decentralized mechanics into a game show sounds awesome. Like you've obviously there's been things where like The Voice and stuff like that has had like text in your vote kind of thing as part of a game show. You could do that. You could do that in a way that like, because there's always accusations of cheating and stuff. You know what I mean? So I think the biggest application is like there's prizes involved. So if you could use technology to ensure that there isn't even any opportunity to cheat, that's a pretty good application. So stuff like that.
Speaking of cheating on game shows that have that kind of system, I don't know if y'all remember. I'm sure the entire world probably does. The first couple of seasons of American Idol, when it came out, were like right at that pre-cell phone, like smartphone boom. So it wasn't like text in your answer. It was call this number and cast your vote. So my mom was so just gung-ho about the American Idol stuff that she would go around to like every phone she could find. If somebody had like a flip phone, she would use their phone and call and get like a second vote and stuff like that for people.
Yeah.
But I still remember the whole call this number.
Stuff in the ballot box. Classic.
That's the best way. It's the only way to cheat that. Stuff it.
Yeah.
So there's an app I can use, or like an online thing where you basically, it's an online buzzer. So you guys ever play Jackbox?
Nope.
You ever play Jackbox?
Yeah, we need to fix that one of these days.
It's pretty great, but basically like you go to a link online and join a chat room, and in that chat room it's just a buzzer. So you can play on your phone, and you can use your phone as like a buzzer or to like type in answers and stuff.
Oh, so you can see who hit the buzzer first.
Yeah, so I can give out that chat room code to like the comment section.
Right.
And people can join World Blockchain Roundtable while we're playing live, and they can play against each other live.
Oh, that's cool.
Watching us. So they can have their own like mini game there. So like if I wanted to, I could have somebody keeping score for the audience as well. So like we're all playing, but then the audience has like their own as well. Which would be pretty cool. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cool tools out there that are free to use too that you could incorporate.
Yeah.
What's the strangest item behind you?
The strangest item? You're gonna make me have to get up.
I just was glancing over some stuff.
This is a new segment for the.
Yeah, why not?
What's the strangest?
We've covered our bases and we've hit the.
Yeah, we're pretty close
cool.
to time
it's like
anyway.
An old medical bag.
That's badass.
That is pretty cool. Yeah. I've got a Wi-Fi pineapple. You ever heard of that?
Oh yeah, you do have. I forgot you had a pineapple.
What the fuck is a Wi-Fi pineapple?
So a pineapple is a device. Yeah, this is new in the box still. I got this at ShmooCon in DC and never used it. It's just a little boxy box with a couple of antennas. It is it's a device that you can plant in a location that has, like, for example, free Wi-Fi. Because coffee shop, places that people go work and type in sensitive information into their laptop, log into their bank accounts, stuff like that. So you can plant this somewhere, and you can make it. You can do a lot of shit with it, really. But one of the interesting things that people do is a man-in-the-middle attack, where you can make it log into the free Wi-Fi and then serve up the same Wi-Fi name. So when people connect to it, they think they're connecting to the coffee shop's Wi-Fi. And whenever they connect to their bank and stuff, it shows that they have a secure connection. The little padlock is closed and everything. But in reality, you only have a secure connection to the Pineapple. And then the Pineapple has another secure connection to your bank. And in the middle, it's decrypted so they can get all your passwords and banking information and stuff.
Now, there are things to do with them that are not malicious. Like, they're used for penetration testing and things like that.
But what is penetration testing?
Well,
it's malicious, but I get paid for it.
It's gray area malicious. Yeah. Usually they're paying you to do it. Usually. Got to practice somehow, though.
Yeah. Hyperion Frequencies out. Have a good day to you, too. What's the weirdest thing? This is what we should go out on because I'm ready for more coffee and there's none in front of me. What's the weirdest thing behind you, David, since you asked the question?
Oh, God.
I mean, I feel like all the shit in there is like going to be kind of normal. Maybe except for that fucking typewriter.
Let's see. There's got to be something interesting enough. I don't know. I've got a 4090
keyboard last time. You got what?
I got a 4090 behind me.
What is that?
A GTX 4090.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got a cinder block behind me. Look at this shit, actually. Hold up.
Where did that come from? Just an old machine you had? Oh, a GTX. I was like, are they making 4090s yet?
No,
but I was thinking RTX.
If you see this giant computer here,
yeah.
The top card's a 4090, and then there's a 3090, and it's got a 13900 Ki9 in it.
But that's an RTX, or is it what is it? Is it the newer ones or the old ones?
So that's the most powerful thing.
Is it the new ones or the old one?
What do you mean?
GTX or RTX? What are you talking about?
I keep saying GTX. It's RTX, of course.
Okay.
We've only said GTX for freaking 20 years.
I've got a 3080 that is on my machine that I play with, and I don't know why anything more than that exists.
So
it's fantastic. It's like like I want a different one. I actually hate it because I can't really use my Linux machine with it very much. I need an AMD card for that. It's really good, but good Lord, the ass behind this thing for video games. I don't understand.
Keep on rubbing it in. I'm sitting
unless you really need
show its age.
Like unless you need real-time ray tracing or something.
So this one is exclusively used for rendering movie scenes. It's like legitimate Hollywood
that
stuff.
I can see that. Yeah.
Apparently the 2090s will render something at 30 or 40 seconds. The 3090s will do it in 4 seconds. The 4090s will do it instantaneously.
Are those graphics cards?
Yeah.
That
doesn't happen to be from a guy named Digger.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless he's got another side name.
Because I know a local guy who has a hobby, has always had render farms as a hobby kind of thing. So
you should see if he's got some graphics cards.
I think I need a new one. I started playing a video game again, and I can't play it in very good specs. And I want to play it in better specs.
I'll tell you what, man.
That's where I'm at right now.
If you want to buy a cheaper but still awesome AMD card, a Radeon card, I'll swap this 3080, this NVIDIA card. Because I don't care as much about the tensor cores and the ray tracing. I just need something that works and doesn't crash on Linux.
I don't know how on earth I would even achieve that without it being a complete just middle finger to you.
Oh no! Literally, I want a weaker card.
But I've also got the same problem you have.
As long as it's a Radeon
want to go Team Red this time for the Linux support.
Yeah, I'm trying to ditch Windows, but I can't for certain reasons.
Because we're about to have NVIDIA has been pumping out drivers.
Yeah, I looked into that, and we're getting into the weeds now, I guess. But I looked into that, and they sort of are, and they sort of aren't. They're their drivers are still proprietary. What they're doing is they're giving like kernel modules that can be used in the Linux kernel in a way that hooks into their proprietary drivers much more cleanly. So you don't have such a big problem updating your like NVIDIA drivers and stuff. And they're using what is it's basically a GPL condom, if you've ever heard that. Because with GPL, you can't like use it and repackage it without open sourcing the whole thing that you're doing. So what they do is they make an open source component that interfaces with their proprietary component where they can talk to each other. Anyway, it's not as much as I had hoped, is my point. It's not as like, and it's also just for like the first ones that came out were the headless ones that are just for rendering, you know, just like as an accessory. I don't know what they're doing, man.
How do you feel about, now, just a thought I was going to say, I've got a decent AMD card here, and you could run that as well as the 1080 that I have for game stuff.
I got an old, this is my first, I'm about to swap in this one and do exactly what you just said. To where I have
cool. Instead of doing that, take my offer on it, so I acquire a 3080.
Well, no, I'm just gonna run them both. This old card that's huge,
God damn
but
it, you just
completely
screwed me over.
underpowered.
I had a perfect idea in mind.
Anyway, that's an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think we're golden. I'm ready for coffee and to go fix some stuff.
But to recap, I want to throw some reminders out. Coffee with Den. There's Juicy J posted about the Earth's core. I did read something about the Earth's core rotation becoming slower than the rotation of the Earth or something. I'll have to look into that in a little bit.
Those graphics cards are like $1,000.
I know.
$1,300. Holy
I
shit.
know.
Yeah, why do you think I'm trying to be like, here's a 1080 and like an 8 gig RTX Radeon card. Give me your 3080.
I was like, I'm going to upgrade my shit real quick, and I looked up fucking prices.
Graphics. There's a reason that I haven't bought a GPU recently, is just because they are. When I bought my 1080, when I brought my graphics card, it was a top of the line GTX 1080 at the time. I spent $550 on it. The fact that there's so much more for top of the line stuff is just, it hurts.
Mm.
So,
I still want a recent Radeon card. You know, I still want a really good RDNA 2 based Radeon card. I just don't need what this thing has as much as I thought I wanted it. So anyway, video cards.
Well, if you end up swapping that graphics card out,
they're finicky unless you're on Windows.
Yeah, if you end up swapping that graphics card out, let me know. I'll just make sure that the 3080 stays working for the time being while you're, using the ATI card.
Yeah, of course. Last question for you, real quick. I gave you a haunted CPU a while back. Did that ever work out?
I have had no problems with it.
Really?
Yeah, it's been fine.
I wonder if I gave you the wrong one and I still have a bad one.
You did not.
Okay. So check it out. Vote for topics. Go vote for John's topic.
Go vote for my topic. Dave's gonna go change his answer so that more people vote for my topic.
I like my vote. I might leave where it's at
I
because
think
I'm an
that's pretty
asshole.
good. I think
Well, we get 4 of them, right?
change
4 of them get to win. You don't have to be.
I'll swap you a totally working haunted processor.
Yeah. No, I don't need that.
I'm kidding.
So vote for that. There's a link in the episode 59 show notes. Yesterday there was an update on Dragon Chain and Den over in the Dragon Chain layer. There's a link to that. Tomorrow we're doing megatexas.eth, which is a DAO concept from one of the hosts of that show,
Greg.
which is kind of related to one of the episodes we did on parallel systems, where you can sort of create a parallel governance and economy that is used in tandem, side by side, with the legacy traditional system, so that once the dollar goes to zero, there's something there that already exists as a lifeboat. So that'll be interesting. Go put questions in that. That's how, John, if you wanted to earn some more lot, you would click there and go add questions. And then also tomorrow, but later, there will be a post over in the Den.social lair. It might be up already, in fact, where we just do, it's a governance call for Den.social. So we'll talk about governance stuff, right? We got the new layers. I think we already talked about that, but they're live now. Star Wars quotes, selfie, and digital nomad. Those are all live now. And then there's a link to the No Man's Sky puzzle. If you got a copy of the game, hop in and get the money. If you don't have a copy of the game, it's about $10 worth, so it might not be worthwhile. I think it's a $60 game, so it's not going to compensate you. But if you want, I'm going to be doing some bigger prizes in there, so you can go ahead and get yourself ready for the next one if you want. So there's the reminders. Thanks for everybody that left replies. I promise I'll catch up on the lot to hand out lot to everybody, even you guys in YouTube chat. I'll throw some lot at you for Coffee with Den. I just got to go and catch up and make a little spreadsheet to figure out where I left off. So that's what I got. John, you got anything else for closing out this morning?
Yeah, I'd love to plug two things. I want to plug, make my face fucking big. Yeah, I want to plug, go vote for my thing. We're watching it on table. Or just like put in the comment section and be like, we don't care, but we want more John. Because I'm not just gonna show up. I gotta get like an invite. And then
I think that's great.
Yeah, just go demand my face in more places. And then also just like drink some water today. Just remember to do that. Hydrate your
I
skin.
switched to water when my coffee ran out. It was a good idea.
Yeah.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Yeah. Also, I'd also like to plug lowering the price on graphics cards.
Yeah, seriously.
Somebody should do that.
God.
I just pulled up what I have in my computer, and what you guys were saying and what I have is like different fucking.
What do you have?
I think it's a GTX 750, which is like
how old is this computer?
Yeah, which is like $100 fucking dollars.
Oh.
Here.
Yeah, I've got one out front for $50.
Well,
I have the same one for money.
I have a 750 Ti.
I don't need another one. Yeah, so I was like, shit, I should probably buy, because like I remember when I got the computer, I think I was like able to run my games like pretty good. Like,
yeah, that ain't gonna do much today. That 750's hurting.
But yeah, like I need to figure out what I'm gonna replace it with now.
You could do like even like a 3060 is relatively inexpensive comparatively now, like in the $400 range.
Dude,
it would be a night and day upgrade.
Honestly, for $400, you can get a 2080 or a 2070. That's fine.
Oh, that's true. I guess the 20 series is still wild.
They're great. Yeah.
Am I going to be able to play like video games in like super high settings?
Yeah.
Well, you're also fighting something else. If you've got a 750 in there, then your processor is probably like a 4th gen chip at most. So,
there's a bunch of different bottlenecks.
Yeah, you're running into a big one there.
That's why it's like a whole job to build computers and to know how to do it.
Yeah, I've got a spare 3700X chip that we could possibly do.
Those are great. Yeah.
All right. Here's my processor. I've got 4 i5 4690s.
4th gen called it. It's not a bad chip at all, but I mean, it's just not. You're going to have a good. If you were to put a better graphics card in there, you would have a substantially better thing, but you're going to get some chop just from bottleneck. I mean, it's not going to be butter smooth. It'll be close to, but the CPU is going to have some choking.
And because it's Intel, I'm sure there's like a whole platform change if you want to upgrade that.
Oh God, yeah. There's no like drop.
They changed the socket like they changed.
So does AMD.
No, they don't.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a good point. We've had the same AM4 socket for a while, but
they just came out with AM5.
Well, I guess we had to because of the pin grid array thing. All right,
and when they came out with whenever they came out with AM3, they had AM2 plus as a bridge between them.
That's true. I guess I'm literally, when I was working with you at the workshop, I was using an AM2 plus board. So
yeah. Okay.
On that note, I think we're good.
Any plugs from David, Mr. Gravity Crab over there?
Plug. I'm pretty well plugless today.
Cool. Well, come watch the other shows on Den. Some of them have specific topics, unlike this one. And next week, maybe join the call if you want. There's a link at the top every time. So I forgot to pull up my outro. This is a song by Y'all Weird called Enter the Dragon. And I think it's pretty cool. See y'all next week. Bye, y'all.
Rock and roll, baby.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best.
Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal is fallible. But that conclusion is laughable, so with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now?